Hi,
Yeah, we here. We
everybody.
good. What you drinking or you not
Uh,
drinking because you got to get up tomorrow?
yeah, well, I know I had a little bit of a small glass of wine, a little lower than I usually do, because I do have to be responsible for tomorrow. I got to go to Comic Con, so gotta be a little responsible here.
So
Says me.
I am not drinking because after this I got a game to play
Okay,
with some
that's fair.
friends. But I'm high as a kite.
Well, okay, that's normal.
I want to see if this shows up. These lenses are green. Does it show up or does it just black them out? That's always weird to see with a green
It
screen.
kind of it kind of like screens it out a little bit there. Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, whatever.
My camera keeps on going up too, which is gonna really upset me for the entire night because like I did it to. All right, is that better?
Whatever.
All right, who cares?
Let's jump in.
Let's do
What
it.
do you want to talk about, baby?
I mean, we gotta talk about. Let's talk about Agatha, right? Because I feel
Jump
like
right
we're
in.
gonna talk about Agatha for a long time, and then we're gonna forget about talking about Penguin, like we usually do, or we only talk about it for a small period of time. But the highest thing right now is Agatha, man. I mean, listen, surprising good series. I
Came out of
had
nowhere.
zero expectations for the series. I thought it was not going to be bad, but I don't think it was going to be good enough for me to care. And I found myself caring after about the first two episodes or so. And I was invested. And so to the point where I got upset when things didn't go the way I desired for them to go. And that's how you know I'm invested into a show, is when I get upset about something not working out in a particular way. And that was pretty much basically what happened with the Agatha series. Now, I will say this though, and I'll just come right out of the bat and say this, as it pertains to the last two episodes, um, episode 8 was far superior to episode 9, like the finale episode. Episode 8 was the yes, and then episode 9 was like, okay, I get it. Okay, understandable. This is the episode that sets up a future thing. We're closing a chapter on current thing. It makes sense. Like they wanted to be very clear about where Agatha stands within the MCU. They wanted to clear that up, but also wanted to make sure that this was a story that was meant to push forward Billy. And we knew that pretty much basically from episode 6 that this is exactly what was going to happen. Right.
Yep.
However, with that being said, I found myself being a little bit let down with the. I saw a lot of people say this. Like, oh, it's a horrible it's such a horrible backstory here for Agatha. The fact that she lost her son, and I was like, we do know that her son was an accomplice to her murders. We do know this, right? Like, I'm not saying that anything. I'm not wishing anything bad on the son. That's not my point. My point is that we do know, as it pertains to Agatha, that she was a mass murderer. Right? We are aware of this. So while my compassion is there, it's not really for Agatha that my compassion is there for. It's more so for the son who was brought into the situation and who she essentially forced to potentially live this way. So, but great twist, man. I love the twist. I didn't realize that they were going in this direction with Agatha, with Billy, until when I saw him put the cape over his head and then they started playing the music. I was like, this is giving me real Wanda vibes, bro. This is giving me real Wanda vibes right now. And then as soon as he stepped into the room and then we started looking around, I was like, oh my gosh, he conjured up the road. And then of course we got to see the sequence and everything. That was really good storytelling, bro. I loved it. I love that part of it. What did you think about episode 8
8.
in particular? We can then go to 9.
8 could have been the end.
Mm, Mm.
8 could have been the end of the season. It would have been an amazing cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Especially how it ends with Agatha like cackling.
Mm-hmm.
8, as far as I'm concerned, 8 was the finale.
Yeah.
It had everything.
Yeah.
It had a showdown. It had a little bit of heart. It had some unanswered questions. And then Billy realizing the whole time that he made that the road was him. Because he was there. That said,
yep.
Well, no, we're talking about 8.
Yeah,
8 was a 40 mil for the show, man, and I felt it. It like they were like, we only got 40 mil, guys.
Yep.
Only 40 mil, right? We only got 40
right.
mil, and it was character driven. There were props. Was 8 the one where Rio fucking stabs the green screen with a knife?
Yeah.
And then cuts it. I was like, this is the. I was live with this. I was like, this is the coolest fucking shit. Like, I was so.
Yep.
Because they didn't add an effect. And I was like, you don't get it. Them not adding an effect made it better. If they added in, I was like, please don't. Like, as I'm watching it,
same here.
Please don't.
Same here.
Please don't. Yeah. Don't seal it. Make it rip and just be there, so we, especially when we find out that it was all Fugazi. Yeah. I was like, wonderful. It was so good. Again, no expectations. The title of the series was Agatha all along. Surprise, it was Agatha all along. Yeah. I think episode 8 was the true finale.
Yep.
I think if they, instead of making it 2 episodes, if instead they combine those 2 into a 90-minute, like almost a movie, and move the pieces around, it would have been a little bit better. It's just that the actual finale, which I guess we'll talk about now because there's nothing else to say about 8.
Right.
It wasn't a bad episode. It was a good episode. It's just, it's like if you order food and the appetizers are good, and then the first course is, or like, you know, the salad, you get a whole meal, then you get like salad, and the salad, you're like, you know what? It's salad. It's not bad, but it's salad. That's kind of like how the show has been. And then episode 6 is like, and we're going to soup now. I'm like, soup after salad? That's all right. Let's do that. Fuck it. And then we get episode 7, which is like the main course, or like the part of the main course, into 8, which was like the steak, the lobster, the big thing you were getting, like your meal. And you're like, oh man, I can't eat another bite. And then they're like, yeah, but you get dessert. And you're like, oh shit, we get dessert? And they come out with like a bag of Oreo cookies. Yeah. You're not going to be like, yo, fuck Oreos.
Right.
No, Oreos are the shit. They're the best cookie ever. Anyone who disagrees is wrong. I don't know what to say. There's no opinion on this. It's just a fact. Oreos are the best.
Right.
So like, you're not going to be like, man, I'm mad that they gave Oreos. You're going to be like, it's kind of weird that the lobster and the surf and turf dinner at the end of this 4-course meal was Oreos and not, you know, a fancy cheesecake or something. Yeah. Like, that's where I stand. Episode 9, I'll lead off on. Great backstory. Great understanding of Agatha as a character. Great understanding that the Witch's Road was all bullshit the whole time. Right. Great. I'm going to say it, because of episode 9, so silver lining, I'm going to rewatch it to see how, because Agatha knew who she was. And we could tell that she knew, because she's like, oh, the witch's road isn't fucking real.
Right.
None of this is real. I don't know what's fucking happening here. Finding out Agatha's, again, they didn't redeem Agatha,
which was perfect.
Which is
perfect. Yeah, perfect.
I'd be mad if they did. Yes. She is still like, I don't believe
she is a villain. Yeah.
I don't believe in. I like depth of character.
Mm-hmm.
Nice, Jay. I like depth of character. Yeah. I don't like bad guys are bad. They're not misunderstood.
Mm-hmm.
That I like. I don't need bland. Like, not everything can be Skeletor. Like, He-Man. Like, you know, like, I'm evil. Like, that's stupid.
Right.
That's a shitty character. Evil for the sake of evil.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Like, even if you like go to like Christianity, like, the devil has a backstory. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, God's favorite fucking angel led a rebellion because he didn't want to, like, he didn't like the idea of humanity being able to ignore God. Was he right? No. No one is arguing. Well, some people, I guess. But, like, that's not the point. The point is you need to understand the motivation of why someone can get there.
Why somebody does something, right?
Yeah. Finding out how Agatha became who she was doesn't make her a good person. Mm-hmm. Doesn't make it understandable. She's still an absolutely horrible cunt of a woman.
Yeah.
She is still an absolute trash bag murderer.
Yeah.
And because of that, and because we understand why now, it's good.
Yep.
So she had a kid, she lost her kid. The result of that and her ability is that she can absorb witches' magic. She apparently does have control over it, which we didn't know up to that point. The witches... Oh, no! I do love Agatha. I love villains, too, because they're villains.
I love good villains, and in a lot of ways, I've always found villains to be more interesting. I kind of find heroes at times to be bland, unless you explore deep character depth, like how they do with like Thor in the comics. Like, he's not just a war hungry hero. He has like this. He needs to please his father. He needs to be able to get recognition from his father. So it's more about that. That's just disguised in, what looks like a greed for war. But, we get Captain America. We can go down the road. Iron Man. Like, we can go down. There's reasons why we connect with certain characters. It's because they typically tend to have depth. Any hero that's just a hero for the sake of hero, nobody gives a damn.
That's okay. Just on that topic, and again, I like to lean into pro wrestling. It's easy for you to see why the good guy's the good guy. And in your heart, especially when you're younger, you will root for the good guy because they're the good guy.
Mm-hmm.
As your brain forms, right? Yeah. And you start understanding that nothing in the world is black and white. Everything is a shade of gray.
Yep.
And the path that takes you to darker or lighter shades of gray are completely, I don't want to say amoral. Like, it's irrelevant because it's per person. Mm-hmm. Thanos, his path is madness. Thanos truly thought what he was doing was right, but it was clearly madness.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm going to destroy half of life in the universe. Like, people eat life. Like, there's a food. Like, even like logistically, there's a life cycle, like a food. Like if you destroyed half of the plants, you've just created the same problem. Right? Like
Right.
now there's less for cows to eat, so people can't eat meat. Like, what the fuck are we doing? Like,
right.
But his reasoning for wanting to fix the problem made sense. There's a problem, I have to fix it. His choice of how to fix the problem was wrong. And you see it all the time. Loki was a villain when Loki was a chip on his shoulder little cunt.
Yep.
Loki's arc from villain to, I don't even want to say hero, but heroic.
Yeah, I was going to say,
was as he
did
realized
good things.
That the crown is not a goal.
Yep.
The crown is a responsibility. And he was never worthy of the responsibility. And then he became, because of that, it's like, heavy is the head that wears the crown. Like, everybody wants the power, nobody wants the responsibility. He didn't want to be the king of Asgard. And when he was the king of Asgard, when he was pretending to be Odin, everything went to shit.
Right.
The villainy has to be defined. Agatha is a villain. She's a bad guy. She wasn't in the comics, but in this version of Agatha, she's clearly a bad guy.
She's bad, yeah.
Whatever she wants with that, we understand, but she's doing it the wrong way.
Yep.
Death made it incredibly clear at the end of this. You can't sit there and be like, Rio was a shit character. Like, no, she's nothing.
Nah.
She is not good or bad. Yep. She is doing a job.
She is yeah, exactly. She has a purpose. She has a purpose, and she's serving that purpose.
Yeah. She might be mad about Agatha because they used to smoosh booties.
Yeah.
Go. You just wanted to jump in on that.
Yeah, I mean, perfect place to jump in. So what I was gonna say is, so my one question that I had after episode 9 is, I wanted to see when she met Death, right? Because clearly when she saw her when she was about to deliver Nikki, right? She already knew who she was. So one of my things, and one of the reasons why when I looked at these last 2 episodes, I was like, oh my gosh, man, this is the reason why I want longer episodes, because in longer episodes, you're able to flush out what I consider to be important questions, even if it wasn't answered directly, at least given the lead to, or leaving the Easter egg as to when that possibly could have happened would have been nice. I wanted to know, like, when did she meet Death? And she said that her purpose was that she was killing everyone to be able to survive. But I feel like there was some sort of like meet there, and because she knew, it's almost like the Thanos story, right? Like where maybe she was doing it for Death's affection. I wanted to see them kind of explore that. And that was a little bit disappointing to me that I didn't get that sort of what's the word I'm looking for here? Closure? I wanted that a little bit.
She came for people. She was never mean or cruel. You can even make the argument because she wasn't doing, and she didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
I never like when they portray Death like it's the poor development of a human mind that sees death as something to be feared. It's an inevitability to be avoided where possible, but it is an inevitability. Death comes for us all. When Alice, when they gave us the scene of Alice talking to her, I think that was 8, and Alice is like, "No, it can't be time," and Death just was like, "You did your job. Your protection, Mitch. You protected the boy. Like, life well lived. Like, like." From her perspective, again, it's so hard to imagine a concept like that because we are beings, not like a finite reality. It's so hard to see that and be like, no, that is true. What is the afterlife in the Marvel Universe? We've seen how many? We've seen the one from Moon Knight.
We saw like 7 of them in Moon Knight. I feel.
Yeah, So we've seen Moon Knight, we've seen
the
another
ancestral plane,
afterlife, the ancestral plane in Wakanda. And again, regardless, any afterlife is based on whatever formed it, whatever conscious, they're all as real as anyone else is. So, and Mephisto's real. Jane Foster in Heimdall and Valhalla. Valhalla's real. Like,
Valhalla, yep.
Like, do witches have an afterlife? Perhaps. Hela. Fuck Hela. Like, Hela ruled hell. Like, what do we,
Yeah.
So, like, Alice just kind of being like, oh, yeah, you're right, I guess. I'll just fuck off now. Where did she go? Who cares? It doesn't matter. Because she's off to do whatever she does in death. Clearly, there's an afterlife for her. Because if there wasn't an afterlife for her, she wouldn't have talked with death. Right? Like, and on top of it all, she definitely wouldn't walk with death to oblivion. Like, I'll give you credit where credit's due. I'm cool with the idea of, like, an afterlife, but I draw the line at, like, yeah, walk through this door and you'll cease to exist. I'm like, no, existence is pretty cool, man. And then we see that later when Agatha comes back as a ghost. And we're like, and with the white hair, which I'm like, that wasn't explained enough, but I'm cool with it. Like,
yeah.
Like,
some questions don't really need to be answered.
Also, why is she a ghost?
Of all people, right?
Yeah, why did she get ghosts? Yeah. Why is she a ghost? Have we seen ghosts? Has there been another ghost?
You know what? One of the things I thought about was just like, what if we see him in like Young Avengers and he's just like talking off in like if they do like a Young Avengers, not spin-off, but he's with other Young Avengers and he just starts talking to a random person and everybody's supposed to just be like, who are you talking to? It's like, just talking to Agatha. Like, what? Her mother? Fine. Agatha's mother?
For what it's worth, we don't know that was actually a ghost and not a part of the trial. Like, we don't know if that was actually Agatha's mother or if that was a vision of the trial. But, like, that's a good argument.
Because considering now that there's so many things that I can question now about the Witch's Road because we now know it was conjured up by Billy.
It was all made up bullshit. Which made me so happy. Like, you have no idea how happy I was when I was like, oh, it was all Fugazi? All right, we're good.
When
she made a deal with death that she couldn't come from her when she eventually died. I thought she made that deal if she gave Billy. And there was a lot of fucking, I don't know. Also,
yeah, I think she said that she would,
and then she did technically give him.
No, she
Billy.
She would convince him to go, which he didn't. I
don't know.
Semantics, I guess. What the heck?
Rio called her a ghost. Death has no reason to lie. No, that's fair. Look, I don't know. And you know what? I love it. Look, I love this show. I'm gonna rewatch it this weekend. For Snoop the Nuts kind of taking notes and everything. Yeah. And you know what I love the most about this show? I expected nothing. It gave me nothing. And I'm happy. Like, is there going to be a second season? I don't think so. I don't think we need another season of Agatha.
Why do we need I was going to say, why do we need another season of this? I mean, no offense to the season, but the one thing I will say though is that back to the budget thing. I mean, the fact that this was hot take, not really hot. It's very clear.
Catherine Hahn's so hot. Anyway, there's look, if I ever married a woman, which would never happen, and we aged and she looked like Catherine Hahn looks in her like late 40s, early 50s, I'd be like, I chose well. I chose so well. We need Children's Crusade and a Scarlet Witch. We're close. We're knocking on the Young Avengers door.
Yeah, we're right there at this point, bro. Like we are there. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, but with the like $40 million show, once again, and we got a good quality show. We got a good quality
give it a rating.
show.
Any number
to
scale.
Give it a rating,
any scale.
I mean 7.5 out of 10.
I'm giving it an 8.
Yeah,
I'll give it an 8.
You could push me to an 8. There were a couple episodes where I was like,
show.
Oof,
it wasn't a perfect show.
So,
but for what it was and the story, it told its story. It didn't deviate from its story. It wasn't too big for its britches. It's not saying much. It's the best thing Marvel put out this year, with the exception of Deadpool and Wolverine. Like, it might be higher. Jace is 8.5. Like, I'm not going to split hairs. It wasn't a 10. I don't think it was a 9. I don't think it was close to perfect. Like, perfect is 10. Like, the stories worked, everything. There was some lull. There was some forced shit in it. But, like, all the forced shit didn't matter.
It didn't matter. It was just more annoying than anything, but it wasn't like, I hate the show. It was just more like, okay, fine.
I'm left with questions I can't wait to find the answer to.
Mm-hmm.
But not questions that I feel like they dropped the ball in not answering.
I will say this too. Like, it's a show where, like, I don't feel compelled to watch it, but it's a show that when I watch it, I'm like, no, this was a good time. This was time well spent. You know what I mean? Like, it's that's where it lands for me. But I think what I'm probably more thrilled about is that, we finally do get Wiccan, in the MCU. I mean, I think we knew that was happening. That was going to be a thing anyways. But I'm happy that we finally.
Costume was completely unearned, by the way.
Yeah.
In that last scene, I was like, where the fuck did he get that costume?
To be fair, kind of like in the comics too, it kind of felt the same way. But I mean, that's so it's kind of either here or there. The costume did look fresh as heck, though. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Awesome. I was just like, where the fuck did you find that? Where'd you find red cloak? Get out of here.
The costume was fine. Like I said, man, when he threw the hood over his head and then you had everybody in Westview looking at it, I was like, you mother, you guys did it. You guys did it.
They left a couple of questions.
It did.
Who's Nicholas's father? Where is Nicholas?
Where is Nicholas?
Post-life. Like, why is Agatha a ghost? Again, nothing crazy, nothing that I'm like, grr, how could they?
Where was that Tommy?
Well, we know they're going to find Tommy.
Yeah. I'm assuming, is that going to be a Vision Quest thing? Is that where Wiccan's going to show up again?
I don't know, but I was already watching Vision Quest. I love Vision. Vision's my favorite. He's super Jesus. Jesus died once for everyone. Vision died 3 times for our sins.
Yeah, Vision is kind of wild.
He died, then he got resurrected, then he died again in 30 seconds, then he got resurrected, and then he ceased to exist again.
Yeah.
Vision has died 3 times for our sins.
Thank you, Vision. Thank you, Vision. Thank you. Oh, man. So, all right. I'm trying to think. Is there anything else that I desire to say about Agatha?
Good show. Happy with it. Excited to see what happens. Why is my shirt randomly blue? Whatever.
I don't know. It's weird, but it's good for them to end the year off like this. Good for them to end the year off like this. Because, like I said, this could have went in any direction, but it was good for them to finally end the year off in this particular way. Good show. If they can duplicate this again, lower budget, really good, really good series. It stayed contained to itself, didn't branch out too far. Close the chapter really well on a character, introduce new chapters, questions that we still have. Good, intriguing episode series. I'm good. Good job.
When you have a lower budget, you rely heavily on the story and the acting. And I think that's something that's gotten lost over the last decade.
Yep.
And I like a lot of shows there's a difference between a no budget movie, a low budget movie, a lower budget movie, and then a ridiculous budget movie or TV show or anything like that. And at the end of the day, for a show like that, the most expensive part of the budget needs to be the human element.
Mm-hmm.
The actors, the writers, the editors, you know, like the people doing stuff, not the CGI, not the marketing. Like this is where we've gone. This is where Marvel's gone wrong over the last 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
And we're finally getting a good version of that. And it was Agatha for everybody. Honestly, yeah, it kind of was. I don't think there was anything about Agatha that anyone would legitimately say like it destroyed a character. Everything was good. Everyone was explained. I'm left with good questions, not bad questions. Not like, and it didn't have to do anything, like set anything up. So anything it did set up was great. All in all, a B plus to an A of a show. Yeah. One of the best things Disney's done in a long time. It reminded me of Hawkeye, the TV show.
Oh yeah,
how good really Hawkeye was with no expectation.
Yep. With Hawkeye, I was just really excited to see Kate Bishop, and it didn't disappoint. But then I was thoroughly impressed with just Hawkeye.
So there was a couple of other things.
Yeah, there's a few others. We can talk about Penguin too. That was
we'll go Penguin now.
Yeah.
And while I look for other Marvel stuff. But yeah, I watched it live. I did a live react on last Sunday. I'll do one for this week's too, because this isn't the finale, is it? Is this week's the finale of Penguin?
No, is it next week?
I think it might be this Sunday. I don't know. Whatever.
Oh, okay. When you said this week, okay.
No. It's either the one episode left or two. I'm not sure, but either way, I'll do that.
No. Now that you say it, I'm gonna look it up. When is
Dragon Age looks terrible. Sorry.
Finale's on November 10th. That's next week Sunday. That's the Sunday after the next
2
one.
Weeks, yeah. Okay.
So the Penguin. So I mean, did we talk about episode 6 last week? It was a blur if we did talk about it at all. But
episode 6 was this week, was the one Sunday.
Wasn't that episode 7?
No, Chentani was 4. Right? Chentani was the 4th episode, the one where she killed everybody.
Ah, you're right.
There's only 8 episodes of Penguin, I believe.
Yeah, episode. Yeah, correct. I forgot that there was
7.
Yeah.
So maybe I'm wrong. This week coming is
no. This
Sunday was 6. Yeah.
Yeah, this Sunday was 6. Correct.
Yeah.
Sunday was 6.
Yeah.
7 is Sunday, and then the 8 is the following week. That's the finale.
And what we ended up with is some number of time, definitely not a day. Some amount of time later, Penguin's cartel is in full swing. Maroni and Gigante are now fucking together, like they're they're a new family. We're good. Go.
Yeah. No. So episode 6 was to me it was kind of clunky, but it wasn't once again it wasn't really a bad episode. I just thought that there were just a lot of it was obviously a setup, right? It was a setup episode for what would happen in episode 7, happen in episode 8. It just felt a little clunky to me. in terms of how they were going about telling the story. Wasn't a bad story. I just feel like it wasn't as. And this is the issue. We had episode 4. Was episode 4 the one with when Sophia
episode.
was in the prison?
Yeah.
Was okay.
That was 4.
And that was just such a high of an episode.
Yeah.
And then they came to 5, and 5 didn't start off high, but then ended up kind of going off on another high towards like the very end. And then of course now he's making a decision to, to produce the I forgot what the hell that mushroom thing is called again. At the very end of the episode. But then episode 6, it seemed as if though they kind of decided to take a little bit of break from the action and do a little bit more of a setup for what we're probably going to see here in episode 7 and episode 8. And it wasn't really until at the end of episode 6 when I was like, oh, okay, so this is kind of where things are. I felt like it's almost like it was too early that we saw Sophia already at Crown Point. Does that make sense? Like I felt like
I remember seeing that scene and I was like, oh no, Oz is going to have nothing to hold him back. Right now, the only thing that's keeping Oz even slightly fucking human, for lack of a better word, is his mother. Is the fact that he's doing it all for his mother. He's doing a lot of it for himself, but like it's all for his mom.
My initial reaction to that though was like, man, oh, this would have been a better cliffhanger for episode 7, because then it would have set up like a crazy finale for episode 8. So that was kind of where I was at with 6. Liked seeing sort of kind of like Victor taking the turn to, a little bit on the darker side here. Because I'm curious to see how he resolves that inner conflict now of like his first kill. I'm very interested in seeing that because I feel like they want to do more with that character. And I feel like this was like the first step for him to kind of go in that direction. So I'm super interested right now to see kind of how that turns around. Not surprised that homegirl sold him out because that was always going to happen.
She's dead.
Yeah.
She's dead.
That was always going to happen.
Hot as shit. I was like, oh, damn. She looks hot as a hooker. She looks hotter as a not working hooker.
Right. 100%. I was like, okay, so either way now, either Sophia kills you, but then now it's going to be Oz. Like, because we all know how Oz is already. So it was, like I said, it just, to me, just felt a little clunky. It just felt like a little like, oh, okay, all right. I mean, we're kind of just like trucking along here. We're kind of just setting things up, which I'm okay with. I'm okay with being able to take a breath because of what happened with Agatha this week. I wasn't let down. I was just more like, all right, this one wasn't their smoothest episode.
It remember in episode 4, I was like, there are 4 more episodes left. How are they? How? The answer is they didn't know either.
Yeah.
These were not bad episodes, but the problem with having a high point in the middle of your fucking season is that is the bar by which the following episodes is going to be held.
Measured, yep.
And 5 and 6 were nowhere near as good as 4.
Yep.
They were fine. They're progressing the story, but I don't know the way the story. We know how the story ends. We know the story ends with Penguin not dying. Right. That's the only thing we know.
Only part, yeah.
I think Sophia dies.
She has to, or else Oz being alive makes no sense at the end.
Sophia either dies or goes back to Arkham, or is going to go back to Arkham and kills herself. Those are the only options. And I think it's kind of cheap to send her back to Arkham. Like it feels like a little too non-committal to like get rid of her. Is she gonna come back? No, Sophia's got to go.
Yep.
Sophia's got to go. That entire bloodline's got to go.
Yep.
I think Maroni can survive.
I will say this about Maroni too. I was what I was what I
good.
What I wanted. Hold it. What I wanted him. So I get it. Like the whole him being sad that he's lost wife, child thing. I wanted, from like a writing perspective, I wanted him to either lean into that emotion or box it away. And I felt like they kept on kind of teetering between the two.
Yeah.
A little bit. And I wanted him to really kind of, I wanted him to pick a choice. Like either he's not going to deal with it or whatever, or he's going to let it consume him, allow it to then become rage. Like there was just a lot. I just feel like they were kind of teetering between whether or not he like his emotional state. And that felt a little less believable because they didn't really pick a specific lane for him to go down. But that was just, once again, I'm nitpicking. I just didn't like what they did with his character there.
I'm thinking. I'm thinking.
Do we think Vic dies?
I wouldn't be surprised. There is no plans for a season 2 of The Penguin.
Yep.
And if there is plans to see the Penguin again, it will not be in a season 2 of the Penguin. The idea is that this is going to get Penguin from the end of the Batman to the beginning of the Batman 2. The Penguin, and we saw that, and that's what I was going to say. There was a point where we finally got to see the Penguin being a mob boss, and that was the beer scene.
Yep.
He was surrounded by people who not only hate him, hate him, they hate each other.
Yeah.
And he was like, it's time for a Captain America speech, but on the other side. And he hits, Colin Farrell needs to be nommed for something.
Yeah. 100%.
Him specifically. I don't care if the show gets anything. He needs to get a nom because mind-blowing that's Colin Farrell.
The voice alone, bro, is just like, whoa, dude.
Mind-blowing to me that's Colin Farrell. So Colin, he convinces all these people, hey, you don't like me. I don't fucking like me. Like,
yeah.
You're going to call me all these names? Call me all these names. Do whatever you want. Here's the truth. We're here, they're here, and they don't even fucking look at us. So I say, we hate each other productively enough to shove it up their ass. And in that moment, I was like, and that the fact that he did it, Tim pointed out, in the pickup truck that he stole from the Maronis to get the fucking drugs back.
Oh my God.
I didn't notice. He's styling on the mother. He is either intentionally savage or completely randomly savage in every action he does.
I'm going to the second option.
He shows up with a fucking, like, with an igloo full of shit beer. And he's like, to fucking the rich. And everybody was like, yeah, fuck them. And then we got the one scene where Zhao, I think his name was, the guy who's the head of the Triad. No, that's the Triad, not the Yakuza, right? Yeah, the Triad. The guy's the head of the Triad's like, yeah, I'm in. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking do this. And he's like, And in that one moment, I was like, this is the scene that explains how a piece of shit driver who never got a fucking chance paid enough attention to know this is how you run a family. And that makes sense because the Penguin in so Jay said I don't know much about the Gotham Underground. So do you know how we have like senators in the United States?
Yeah.
Gotham has senators of crime, elected officials in charge of different degrees of crime, just in general. So there's villains everyone knows about. Two-Face. Two-Face is not a mob boss. He's a crime lord. This is like a mayor. He has a very small group of people that he pays to commit petty fucking crimes. That's Two-Face. The Riddler is neither a mob boss. The Riddler doesn't have goons, generally speaking. The Riddler is just a guy. The Joker has a gang, but they're disposable henchmen. Like, he doesn't care. He's like, yeah, let's go fucking... Like, he finds other crazy people to be like, go be crazy with me. The Joker is definitely nowhere near as crazy as he gives off. That's the thing of Joker.
Yeah.
Poison Ivy, again, she's kind of doing her own thing. Penguin is like a senator of crime in Gotham. The Penguin is not Penguin doesn't have henchmen. He doesn't have a random gang. Penguin has a great deal of money in legitimate businesses that are covers for drugs and arms race. That's what the Penguin does. He is a drug smuggler and a gun smuggler in Gotham.
Yeah.
And because he's both of those things, everybody has to deal with him. And to declare war on Penguin is to guarantee that your enemies are going to have more weapons than you. And your people are going to be loaded with drugs. The Penguin is a truly monstrous fucking figure in the underbelly of Gotham. Which is why it was always silly when you'd see him with like the fucking umbrella gun. Like he's
looks like a clown. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, you know, like the Batman animated kind of did Penguin well, but they still wanted to make him. Penguin never fought Batman. Penguin's job was to have an army of don't let Batman get to me before I can run the fuck away. And that's why so many times you always see Batman just shows up at the Penguin's fucking place. The Penguin's like, what the fuck do you want, dude? I got crimes to do. And Batman's like, I know, I have Batman shit to do. He's like, all right, but you're not stopping me today. You know what happens if I'm gone? The crime goes wild. I'm keeping crime in a fucking in a nice organized. You could beat up all these criminals. We're seeing that in this show, and when we get to Batman 2, which could be anything, who fucking knows?
Right.
By the time we get there, this is going to be a Gotham that has been not organized under one group. But the entire criminal element of Gotham is going to, no matter who's in charge of what family, it's all Penguin's going to be at the fucking center of it. Yep. All the drugs, all the guns, all the counterfeiting, everything that every other criminal's going to need, they're going to get from the fucking Penguin. And that's because he has right now the Irish, the Chinese, I think they were Puerto Rican, the Puerto Rican gang. He has all of the gangs that do different things, all taking marching orders from him. And this is a real keys of power thing where he's like, I'm gonna make sure you guys don't kill each other as long as you guys trust me to make sure it's in my best interest that you guys don't kill each other. And that's kind of why they all came to it. They were like, yeah, no, this makes sense. The only person we can't trust is him. So if all of us trust him, he can't fuck us. He can't fuck all of us.
Yep.
And if he fucks any one of us, he's dead.
Dead. Yep.
So where are we going from this? What do you got? What do you think? What do you think we're getting in this week's episode? The penultimate episode.
I mean, ultimately, I think so. His mom, I don't think she's gonna kill his mom. It's too easy. She wants to drag him out. You kill her.
His mom's dead.
And
his mom is dead. She's not gonna survive.
She's not gonna survive, but he's not. I predict that she's just gonna take her first. Not gonna kill her initially. I don't think she's gonna kill her. Might kill her later on, whatever, or she may die herself, whatever the case is. I think Victor might be dead. I feel like that probably happens immediately. But I think she takes his mother to draw him out.
Yeah.
Because if you kill her, then you really unleash the Penguin. You know what I mean? Like you don't.
It doesn't serve her purpose.
Right.
Her purpose is to kill Oz.
Right.
Not to torture him, not to hurt him, to kill him.
And I think she's smart enough to know that if you kill her, then that means that he has exactly. Like there's nothing else to hold him back at that point. Like now you're really effed. So I think she kidnaps her, draws her to draw him out, force him to have to think on his feet to make rash decisions. And then, then and only then, I think then that leads to episode 8, right? I think that's what ultimately is going to be. That leads to episode 8.
Big showdown.
And then
right?
The big showdown at that point in time. I don't think Vic makes it. I think he's the easy odd man out. That's going to disappoint a lot of fans, but I've learned to detach myself from Vic a long time ago. Ever since he got teamed up with Oz and I saw Oz, manipulate everyone. I was like, and he may not manipulate Vic, but Vic may get caught in the crosshairs just because of his.
He cares about Vic in a weird way.
Fair.
Which is
he cares about Vic because he kind of sees Vic in a similar, very exactly like him, but it's different, and he knows that it's different. But it also still serves his cause.
Yeah, it's so hard.
Therefore, he keeps him around,
His mom said, kill me if I lose my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Sophia's gonna... I think everybody dies except... I think... Realistically, I think the only people that survive aside from Penguin are like
Maroney.
Yep. Maybe some of the kingpins of the crime empire. Not all of them, some of them. Like the head of the triads, he's dead. He's absolutely dead. Like the second he deliberated and then threw in with Oz, I was like, he's gonna die. He's gonna die. The other guy is gonna take over, and Oz is gonna be like locked in with that group. That's how that's gonna play out, I think. But I think it's all like this ends with Oz on the throne. And as
that's the whole point of the show. Yeah.
As we said before, you can't be on the throne if what you want is power. You can only be on the throne when you have to take the responsibility of that power. Oz has wanted more and more and more and more and more. But Oz hasn't given anything up yet. That's the thing. Oz hasn't lost anything yet. His mom is still around. Think about it. He betrayed Sophia. He's betraying everybody left and right. And he's getting screwed, but not royally, right? Like he's scrapping his way back through things.
Yep.
Oz needs that one step. And I'm not entirely sure if we like someone's dying in Vic's gonna make it to the last episode, no question.
Yeah.
If anyone dies this week, it's his mom. Like,
and I still don't think that's gonna happen. But
I'm just saying, like, the only person who's at risk of dying is his mom this week.
His mom, okay.
And like some randoms, but like her specifically. Vic's gonna make it to the finale. Vic already crossed over to the dark side. Vic had everything. Vic had a chance to get away.
To leave, yep.
And when he chose not to, I said it to you. I was like, oh, Vic's dead. The second he got there, he stole the car. He got there. He could have left. And since that has happened, everything bad has happened to Vic. He had to kill a dude. Like, he is... I love Vic as a character. Vic is not made for this. No, and if this show wasn't called The Penguin, if this was a random crime show, yeah, Vic might survive. But I said to you before, this ain't called Stuttering Orphan. This is called The Penguin. Vic ain't gonna make it.
Yep.
Vic's dead. I don't think he's dead episode 2 or this one, but I think they're gonna build to the grand finale episode, and that one's gonna have just so many dead people. And I honestly think it's gonna be like, if it's an hour long episode, 48 minutes is all build, and then the last 12 minutes is just the realization of Oz sitting on this criminal underworld throne.
Yeah.
Just miserable and just being like, fuck it. Hopefully we get one scene of Batman. Truly. Like, I don't mean, like, for anything other than, like, it's important. It doesn't have to be Robert Pattinson. It could just be the fucking, like, a bat signal, you know? Like,
yeah.
Like, just
don't need to see
someone
him, right?
watching, like, from the fucking rooftops, you get the lightning strike and the Batman shows up. Like, something like that has to happen to remind everybody, hey, the main character of the story, the protagonist, fucking villain. Like, you guys have been really excited to watch him, you know, like, you've been rooting for him, and Batman's gonna break his fucking teeth. Like, not knock his teeth out, snap them. His teeth are gonna be in 2. He's gonna have 44 teeth.
Oh man, should be good.
All right, I like Penguin.
I love it.
Compared to Agatha, now, like, retrospect, because now we've finished Agatha.
Yeah.
And because Penguin peaked and then kind of valleyed a little.
Yep.
Penguin is just under Agatha for me right now. Like, Agatha's all of it is really good, but there's still 2 more episodes of Penguin left. And either way, this is the best comic book shit we've gotten in fucking forever.
Like a couple years, man. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, okay, we're still good. We still have time. The other thing I wanted to talk about If you're familiar.
Oh, the trailer. Yeah, I see
it. Was this, they released like an 8-minute trailer of everything they were fucking doing next year just for TV.
Yep.
Just for TV.
Yep.
Bro, I'm ready for Wonder Man. I'm so ready for Wonder Man.
That's the one? Oh,
that's the one. I was like, oh, fuck yeah. I was so Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, who gives a shit? Like, fucking
I could listen. When I saw him grab that brick and hit that point, I was like, I like it.
Like, yeah, but they were like, it's, it's not our Peter Parker. It's a multiverse. I'm like, I don't fucking, whatever, dude. I'll watch. Fine.
Listen, the brick got me, bro. I was like, yes, the brick. Get him in the head. All right, got it. Cool.
I'm like, whatever. Spider-Man animated, but fuck it. It'll be. Will I watch it? Yeah. Am I anywhere near as invested as I am in Agatha and Penguin? No, it's a fucking animated kid show. I don't give a shit.
Of course not. Yeah.
The Marvel
my biggest
Zombies?
one is Daredevil. My one is biggest.
Oh yeah. Oh no. We're doing reverse order.
Okay.
So then there's Marvel Zombies, right?
Yep. I couldn't care less about Marvel Zombies personally. That's
yeah. I mean, like, okay, I'll watch it. Yeah,
I probably won't.
They keep talking, like, they keep saying, like, oh, every fan is excited for this. I'm like, are they all? Like, I haven't heard a goddamn word about the dude. We all understand that nobody gives a fuck about zombies anymore, right? Like, it's over.
I know when it comes to comics, nobody likes zombies, or people are desensitized now to any zombie content because they feel like it always has a great start and then a crappy finish. So no one cares about zombies anymore from a comic book perspective. TV show, I don't know. I don't know if people care about it. I just know I personally don't do zombies. So
it'll be fun. It'll be fun to watch. Great. I don't give a shit. We're still doing multiverse stuff. Right, wonderful. Then I'm going to mention Eyes of Wakanda only because it seems to have the same art style as fucking Arcane, which is dope. And Arcane season 2 starts, I think, this week, if anyone's interested. Arcane is fucking awesome. So the Eyes of Wakanda
I've seen
looks
like
cool.
maybe an episode or something like that. Yeah.
I like animated. I don't care for Marvel animated or DC animated at this point. Actually, it's kind of reversed. The last 6 or 7 DC animated things have sucked. Okay. Crisis on Infinite Earths 3-parter was dog shit. It was all terrible. So like something happened where like they used to be like DC's animated was the shit. Like yeah, it was. And then like we got Gotham by Gaslight. We got the Cthulhu Batman one. It was just all fucking dog shit. Non-stop terrible dog shit. And like, Harley Quinn's fine, but it's a comedy, so like whatever. And then Kite Man, a spin-off, is a comedy, so like whatever. It's an adult comedy, so like Rick and Morty style fucking jokes. Like, okay, fine. Marvel cartoons, they did get better for a while. Now we're back to like, whatever. But then we have the 3 live action shows.
What if it's coming out too, right? I think that's supposed to be next year.
They have the dates. Spider-Man is January of the next year. Daredevil Born Again is March. Yeah. For the first 8 or 9 episodes. Ironheart is June. Ironheart I want to talk about next.
So I kind of like the trailer a little bit because
I hate Ironheart, but
yeah, I know,
MCU
but
Ironheart's slapping. Like, yeah, I'm taking this. I love Dominique Thorne. I love the actress they got playing her. I love the fact that they're not making her the character she is in the comics, which is super hyper Mary Sue Power Ranger edition. Yeah. Like I could do everything in the world and I'm better than everybody and everything I do is good. But like not realizing like everything she ever says makes her a villain, but they keep trying to tell us she's the hero of the story. Like, I'm not going to listen to experienced people. I'm going to risk other people's lives. Like, villain shit. No, this one is great. And on top of it,
Riri Williams, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I hate Riri Williams in the comics. This Riri, I fucking love. I loved her.
She's great.
She was the only thing I didn't tolerate in Black Panther Wakanda Forever. I tolerated everything in that They fought on the water. They fought on the water.
Bro. There's one of the I made a video way back in the day talking about the dumbest things in the MCU. That was at the top of the list. You fight an entire nation of people that specialize in water combat and underwater combat.
Their special stuff was air. They didn't. Their special tech. What was it? The angel wings or whatever they fought. The battle angels. The special
Midnight
tech
Angels.
that they had. Midnight Angels. Whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever it was. It was air. Make fucking undersea shit. You dumb fuck. Enough time has passed. We don't have to kid gloves the fucking movie anymore.
Nah,
it was fine.
Listen, bro.
But Jesus fucking Christ, was it not okay?
Like, it was fine, but it also really wasn't fine at all, bro. Like when you dive into all of it, oh my Lord. Namor. Listen, here's the thing.
They ruined Namor to me.
I get it. I get it, Namor. At the same time, though, like I'm just gonna kill the scientists. The Namor I know would have just killed the
Namor I know isn't negotiating. The Namor I know is like, you live here. No, he might not even kill her because she's smart. He's like, you live here now.
Yeah, right.
Here, eat this.
True.
What's this?
True.
You're
Yeah,
an Atlantean
right.
now. Sorry. Yeah, where are you from?
Yeah.
Detroit?
Yo.
You're fine. You live here now. Chicago? I don't remember where she's from.
The negotiating part was wild to me. I was like, why EF is he really sitting here negotiating with Shuri? And Shuri, to be fair, her character made sense because she was confused about everything that she was doing.
Yeah, every time Shuri did something dumb, I was like, yeah, that's probably right.
Yeah,
that's not a plot hole. That's not a poor storytelling. This child should not be in charge. She's lost everything, and all she did was tinker with shit.
Yeah. 100%.
Yes, she's the smartest. Smart is such a stupid fucking word. I'm tired of hearing it. Yes, she is good at doing the things
very
she's
intelligent.
good at.
She's incredibly not technology savvy. She damn near is a computer herself.
Savvy.
Yeah, she's
Wakanda tech savvy, which is is she very intelligent, or is she the benefit of being moderately intelligent in a civilization 1,000 years more advanced? Like, remember the ants that beat Kang in Quantumania?
Here's the thing. She's very knowledgeable. It doesn't necessarily mean that she has a lot of wisdom. There's two different things.
Intellect and wisdom are not the same.
Yeah.
But
because some of the stuff that she be doing is just straight up stupid.
Yeah. But you know who's smart in that? Riri fucking Williams. Who was like,
she was.
Yo,
she was.
What?
Yeah.
I built a thing that detects vibranium. Oh shit, you can't have that. Oh shit. What the fuck are we gonna do about that? I don't know. Hey, do you want to make an Ironheart costume out of vibranium? I never have before. Yes. I'm like, yes, Riri.
I love how the suits look too. The suits look so damn clunky, bro. Oh my god, I love it. I love it.
The one suit, because she's a tiny little girl. She's a tiny little girl. I think they're making her out to be like 18 or something.
I think
because I think Riri was 16.
She's a freshman in college. Yeah.
Yeah, but Riri was in college at 16. That was her thing. But I think they're making her of age, if that makes sense. Like, I think they're making her an adult, or a young adult. Like Kate Bishop's a young adult. Kamala Khan and arguably Billy, because Billy had his bar mitzvah, which is generally around 14, 15, 16, somewhere in that range.
Are technically like the youngest, right, of the group. Yeah.
So like those are the young ones, but like Kate Bishop is in her 20s. I have no idea how old Cassie is. Yeah. She wasn't blipped. But like also, what year is it in the MCU?
It's true.
We did a 5-year skip. Are we caught up yet? Is it now know. How now is?
I still don't understand the timeline as to how Peter Parker is now in college. A blip for 5, bro.
Well, he was
whatever,
only
dude.
he was a
was he a junior when he blipped?
He was a junior.
So blipped back and came back as a junior. Okay.
Yeah. All also, remember, the finale, Spider-Man 2 and Spider-Man 3 took place within
the same year, right?
Same month. Yeah, within the same month
okay.
or so.
Okay.
Literally, like, immediately.
Okay.
So, like, that was his, like, junior year applications and getting out was yeah. So that makes sense. Yeah, right. But I love the fact that her costume has like her hands, and then she has a thing that goes on her hands that she can control the sock'em bopper part of her robot because she's so tiny because she's a little girl. I fucking love it, man. I think I'm
looking forward to it. I really am.
Is this called? Really it's called. Yeah. Dude, like if you had told me even 5 years ago, Tony, you're gonna love Riri Williams in the MCU, I would slap you. I would be like, fuck you talking about, this dumb bitch. I fucking love. But okay, pinpoint on that, right?
Yeah.
Who are the villains? Did you not know who the villains are in Ironheart?
Bro, I watched that trailer and I didn't pay attention to that. The only villain I recognized was the one was Muse, right? In Wonder Man?
No, Muse was in the Daredevil trailer.
Was it Daredevil? Okay.
Yeah. Muse is a newer villain in Daredevil lore, and Muse is fucked. Daredevil's fucked. This season of Daredevil is going to be so fucked. We'll get to it.
Okay. All right.
So the villain of the Ironheart series, the main villain, is Borat playing fucking Mephisto.
What?
This is going to be the best show ever.
Whoa.
This cannot be better than what I just said. Like, how can this show suck? 6 months down the road. Yo, this show sucks. Don't quote me on this. You got Sasha, you got Borat playing the literal fucking devil.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so excited.
This is gonna be good. This should be good.
So Ironheart completely swerved me. Everything I saw from that looks dope. I don't like her sleek and streamlined costume. I like her bulky ass dipshit costume, like you said.
Yeah.
Like I like her.
Yeah,
I like her. Like, yeah, whatever.
I absolutely love it right now.
All right, and then we'll talk about Wonder Man because I love fucking Wonder Man. Do you know what this trailer is about?
I'm not really a big Wonder Man comic fan, so
okay.
I wasn't really like too excited about it. I just like the actor. I think he's amazing.
Yeah. What? I forgot his name.
I don't know. I just know whatever I've seen him in. I've loved him, except for Aquaman. But
he was good in Aquaman. He was actually the only person trying his best in Aquaman.
No, but I'm just saying. But like, it was also Aquaman, so therefore it doesn't even matter at that point.
Yeah. Okay. So the comic story, just real quick on Wonder Man.
Yep.
Is he's I'm gonna get some of this wrong because fucking who cares, but like
I know his powers, I just don't know like his backstory.
Money
okay,
because like Stark bought some shit out.
Okay,
so he was a villain, he was a Stark villain, and then Stark straight up Naruto Boku no, like talk no jutsu'd him. And he was like, hey, instead of being a bad guy, why not be a bad guy? And he was like, bet. And then he went to Hollywood and became an actor.
Okay.
But because he's super powerful, he was always in action movies. Because he can't be hurt. And he was so mad as an actor because they would never take him seriously because he wanted to win an Academy Award.
Oh,
He's a fucking
man.
hilarious character. So here's what I've heard about Wonder Man. The Wonder Man TV show.
Yeah.
Chef's Kiss. Okay.
Yeah.
Is a in Marvel Universe movie or TV show, I don't know what it is, about a fictional character called Wonder Man.
Okay.
Directed or something with Trevor Slattery. Like the guy from the fake Mandarin and the guy
Mandarin,
from Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
So in the universe, they're making a MCU in the MCU to try to make a movie about superheroes, and they're cast this guy to play Wonder Man. That's what the story is.
Is he going to actually have powers though, or is it just
we don't? No? He's not going to have powers at the beginning.
Oh my gosh!
He's just an actor they're hiring to play a superhero on TV. He's the dude disguised as the dude playing another dude. Like, holy shit.
This is
you
great.
have me at the premise.
This
the premise
great,
is
bro.
Because one of infinite things could happen, but one of two things that I'm fucking all for can happen. One, he never has superpowers. This is just a story about an actor trying to play this character, and it's just the like a backlot fucking funny action drama story. Or two, as a result of this show, he gains powers and becomes Wonder Man, which is also hilarious. I'm in. I can't fucking wait. This looks so dumb. Man. It looks the dumb kind of fun that I want from my Marvel TV shows.
This is good.
Now I'm leaving you with Daredevil, baby. Talk.
Oh, Daredevil. Daredevil, I'm all about already, as you know, because Daredevil, first and foremost, the amount of villains that they're going to be throwing into this damn series is exciting. You mentioned Muse. I didn't know that Muse was going to be a part of this. We already know Kingpin. Also, it's like they're intertwined in so many different stories. There's a Daredevil Born Again, obviously, story, but then there's like the Devil's Reign side of it, where Kingpin becomes the main. So there's going to be Punisher in this. We got both. I'm like, yo, I am so nervous for this series. If I'm being honest, I'm so nervous because the Netflix series were so good and they were so gritty, and they have two of the most iconic fight sequences that you've ever seen on any sort of superhero or fight, like, period. Two of them are in this Netflix Daredevil series. So then now we're jumping into the MCU being able to take this on. It's canon. Oh, look at John Bernthal. It's canon. It's like, I feel like I have my picky litter here because there's so many good villains that they could bring into the series. I am so nervous that they could potentially screw this up. But I'm also saying to myself, how? How can they screw this up? And I don't want to know the actual answer.
If you have Vincent D'Onofrio, like Vincent D'Onofrio, John Bernthal, I forgot the actor who plays
a Bullseye.
No, Matt Murdock. Oh God, what's his name?
I don't remember the name either.
I can't believe I forgot it. Hold on, I'm looking up to see if it's not there. Okay, my 3 Daredevil Netflix series pop vinyls that are right there because I fucking love that goddamn series. I have the Masked one, I have the original Daredevil, and I have the Elektra.
Yeah.
This is You know they've already greenlit season 3
for Daredevil.
Yeah, so the first season is now 2 seasons. It's the first half, instead of being one 18-episode season,
they're splitting it up into
they're splitting
two,
it up
like,
into
9
two
episodes.
9-episode seasons. I don't know if they're gonna release both in the year or not. I don't know that. They might not. They might. Who knows?
Charlie Cox, by the way, is
Charlie Cox. Thank you.
Yep.
So, like, remember, they were done with all 8. They were originally going to be, this is an 18-episode fucking season. They filmed the first half, and then we're like, yo, this story sucks donkey balls. And then they fired everybody. And then they went, Charlie, what do you think? And he said, let's talk to some of the guys who we worked with in the past and see what they think. Then they were like, let's bring them all in.
Yeah.
Let's get John Bernthal back. Let's get everybody fucking back. I want to see fucking Stick again. You get that old crotchety fucking back in here.
Oh, man. Stick was funny. Yeah.
Like, this is confirmed Daredevil season 4. Confirmed. Yep. Not making this up. Like, they could. This is not Daredevil season 1 Disney.
The MCU.
This is
yep.
Daredevil season 4 continuation of Daredevil episode 3. They brought fucking Bullseye back. Muse is gonna be a murderer. Fuck. I am excited to do this weekly for Daredevil.
Yep.
I'm excited to watch Wonder Man. I'm excited to see what Ironheart does.
Yep.
I am excited to share my opinions of Daredevil.
Yeah.
These are not the same things, right?
Yeah.
So
I think the only animated series I care about is the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man one, and that's honestly just because
you're Spider-Man.
I can't get the brick being thrown. But yeah, I'm a Spider-Man fan. You know, and that brick that he just knocked this guy out with. Potentially killed him.
This is freshman year, right? I think it's called
freshman year.
I don't know if they called it freshman year. I think they called it Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. I think it was originally titled freshman year.
Yeah.
I don't know. What I do know is we talked about everything that happened. There's also no more DC news, so
yeah, I think we've covered everything so far. There is no more.
I do want to say one thing. I rewatched Venom.
Why would you do that?
Because there was a lot of fun parts in Venom that I feel like we kind of like when we were shitting on it.
Yeah.
It was a terrible movie. We kind of overlooked the fun.
You mean when we appropriately dismantled that movie to shreds? You mean? Yeah, there were some parts that were fun. Yeah.
There was a lot of fun in that movie, and Tom Hardy was great. Truly great.
But Tom Hardy usually is, though. It's never really my issue with Tom Hardy. I don't want to do this again because I'm gonna go down this rabbit hole again. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it.
So here's what I'm gonna say. You get say whatever you're gonna say before I finish this.
Yeah, my one thing, like I said, Tom Hardy is always great. He's phenomenal. I just didn't feel like for a 3-story arc. And I get it too. Like the first movie technically wasn't. I don't think Noel was in Marvel. Was he in the Marvel comics yet when the first movie came out? I don't think he was. When did Noel debut in Marvel Comics?
2015, 2016. I don't know why I'm like. 2018. Shit. All right.
So, and that movie the Venom movie came out in what, 2019. So that means that when they made that movie, there wasn't a null yet, right? No, hadn't been hadn't been
yeah,
in a comic set, because I know there was like the Thor God of Thunder series. That was the first time that I think we saw the Necro Sword, the Black Necro Sword, right? Was with Gore.
It was Gore, yeah.
Yeah. So I know we didn't actually get Null until much later on. Or like a few years, yeah, you said 2018. I don't remember when Thor God of Thunder comics came out. Was that like 2012? Whatever. Either way, semantics. So I understand, like, to that certain extent. My point is this: I understand why no didn't make sense in the initial story of Venom. Like, I get that. I get that part of it. But when did they figure out that they wanted to bring in Null? And and I just feel like they didn't really progress the story correctly to that point. Neither did they progress Eddie Brock character well up until that point either. And it didn't give it a proper send off either. So that's where I'm at.
Okay. Basic budget math. Venom cost $120 million.
Yep.
Whatever the marketing cost, we know the general math is if it's under a certain number, you just double the price. So we'll say they spent, doesn't really matter. How much they spent in marketing? Let's say 50 mil. I think if they spend 100 mil, because there was a lot of shit for it, but like we saw a lot of it. Let's say 50 mil, let's be generous. So it's 170 mil this movie cost Sony. Their box office worldwide is 187 million. 187 million.
Deficit.
This isn't the pandemic. If you're one of the people who enjoyed Venom, good. You are in very small company. Because nobody saw this fucking movie. I'm not saying that. Yeah, nobody fucking saw this.
Nobody did. Yeah.
Nobody watched this goddamn movie. And unfortunately, like, was it fun? Was it good? I'm not going to take it away from you guys. You like the movie, baby. That's up to you. But don't ever tell me it's good. Don't tell me a movie like, dude, Captain Marvel 2. Captain Marvel, how much did the Marvels make again?
The Marvels was record low for Marvel, right? So this is record low for Sony. This is and record low for
low.
Yeah. Well, but that's true too.
The Marvels currently is beating Venom. That might not stay. Venom's only been out for a little bit over a week. The Marvels, I think, ran for like a month. Venom just beat Morbius.
Oof.
Which came out post-pandemic.
Oh,
so,
gosh.
Enjoy what you like. I'm never going to take that away from you. Don't ever tell me I'm wrong in my assessment of whether something's good or not, because good things make money.
Yeah.
Especially with a Spider-Man with a Venom IP. This movie should have made more. Even being a bad movie, this movie should have been more. It's nothing to do with the movie. It has everything to do with Sony movies sucking. Yeah. Everyone knows if Sony's going to come out with a goddamn movie, it's going to suck. Doesn't matter. And this movie could have been better. Was it good? No. Was it as good as it could have been considering it was a Sony movie? Probably. This was the best we could have hoped for. So, that's where we stand on Venom. Now we can fuck off.
Yep.
Thank you all.
Appreciate it.
Be safe.